Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this video, just going to have a look at a couple of the new features that have been added to the Suunto race and vertical watches with the software update 2.43.8 that was released on the 16th of June 2025. With the software update, they've added a load of new data box fields that you can add to your own sports mode. So if you use the nice feature of sports mode customization, where you can create your own bespoke activities and set the data boxes on the data box fields to how you would like rather than the default ones. They've got a load of new data boxes now. We're going to look at two that we find really useful when we're doing these big sort of hiking or ultra running events where you're going to be stopping at checkpoints, potentially doing events that go over multiple days, and you want to be able to see a total time going on your watch, but also a pause time as well. What happened before this software update, we had the total activity time, but if you paused your watch, it then paused the timer. So it was hard for you trying to work out the time you'd been going, especially when you're doing these timed events, things like Montane Spines that's going on at the moment, Cape Wrath, Windermere Lap events that generally go over 24 hours, where you're going into checkpoints and potentially having a sleep and pausing your watch. So I'm just going to show you two very simple data box fields, but I've set them up on my bespoke trail running profile. So this is something you do on the app, on the Suunto app. When you select your watch icon, you've got the option sports mode customization. You can then create your own sports modes, such as my trail running one, and set the data box fields to how you would like them to be. And the other thing that's been added is the elevation plot that you see on the watch when you're navigating a route. It's now got nice colour coding on it, so you can tell where the higher climbs are, the flatter climbs, etc. It's the same colour coding that they use in the Suunto app when you create your own route. Or if you import a GPX file that's got elevation data, and you can work out, you know, that's a higher climb, you can see from the colours. So it just makes it look a bit easier to follow, and a better experience, I think, when you're viewing the elevation plot. So they're the couple of things that we're going to look at. So the software update has added a number of new apps. There's some new watch faces coming out, and also a load of other data fields. They've also added a track run setting now, so you can put in a track run data information about the distance of the track that you're running around, especially useful for things like indoor tracks and that, just to give you a more accurate reading. But what we're going to concentrate on is those things I mentioned: the new data box fields, the total time and the pause time, and the elevation plot colours. So on my trail running profile, I'm just going to run down to navigation. I'm using the Suunto Race S Titanium for the demonstration, but all of the race watches and all of the vertical watches have this new software update. I'm just going to select a route to navigate with, just so we can look at the elevation profile, and then I'm just going to scroll up, or I can use the touch screen and go up to start, and I'm just going to start the activity. So what you can see now, I've got the time of day at the top, which you always see at the top of each of the data box fields, which is nice. Distance, I've put the distance field. I've got the total time, so rather than activity time, I've now selected total time, and it's the pause time at the bottom. So what happened in the past, if you had activity time, when you paused because you were in a checkpoint, having a rest, a sleep, so I could potentially put the watch on charge now, your timer would stop when you paused. But now we've got this total time field. I can see the total time going. It's telling me at the bottom how long I've been paused for. It's reminding me that I'm paused by that flashing up, which is good. And I've actually got the pause time being recorded. You don't actually have to have a data box field pause time. I just wanted to see what that looked like, because you're still going to get the message at the bottom coming up, paused. But it's useful if at the end of an event you just want to glance and say, right, this whole event I've had 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours where I've paused and had a rest. But the most important thing for me is that timer's going the whole time, the 1 minute and 8 seconds now. If I start again, obviously the timer's still going, the pause time is now stopped. And then again, I might get to another checkpoint in 6-7 hours time. Say, yep, I want to pause again. The pause timer starts going again. So the little bit at the bottom is the total pause time. So that's one reason why to maybe have the pause data field box. But the yellow box is telling me how long I've now been paused for during this stop. So again, useful if you want to say, right, I've been stopped for an hour in this checkpoint. That's what you would see in the yellow box that's flashing at the bottom. But the actual data field that I've selected as total pause time is the total time for the whole event that I've actually stopped the watch recording because I've been in a checkpoint, and then simply start it again. The second thing I'm going to show you is if I move to the navigation screen. So I've got the map with the route that I'm about to follow, distance at the bottom. Using the colour screen, I can move the map around to look at this route that I'm about to follow. But what's nice now, if I move to the elevation graph, you can see we've got this nice colour chart now, whereas it used to just be a blue line. So it's showing you my distance, 3.76 miles, the climb I'm about to do, but we've got the colour coding, so we can see the red is the steeper climbs, we've got the blue, which are the flatter, we've got the greens here, the downhills here, and we've got, you know, the various colour codings that you see on the app to help when you're glancing at an elevation profile. If I use the zoom in function, we can see what I'm about to come up against is just a flat, you know, a very, very slight climb, hence it's in blue. We can see it's pretty flat on the screen, but if that was a steep climb, we'd see the red colour and the information about what we're about to climb. And again, you see yourself move across the climb as you move across it, or I can zoom out to the full elevation plot for the whole route. And again, you do see yourself moving over the elevation plot as you move. And if I just go back to the timer now, so I've still got the timer going, total pause time at the bottom. So I hope you found this video useful. It's just relating to the new software update that came out on the 16th of June. We have loads more videos on our online training course that you get for free when you buy a Suunto watch from us at GPS Training. So we've done many, many training videos that go into using your watch, so you get the grips to with the watch and the app. So if you visit our website, www.gpstraining.co.uk, if you are interested in a GPS product or watch, and under the GPS store, you'll see the heading multi-activity GPS watches, and we have the full range of Suunto watches there. And with any of those watch purchases, you get telephone and email support from ourselves included for free for a year, and access to many, many more training videos. But we hope you found this little tips video useful, just with a new software update that's just been released. And thanks for watching.